I'm Mark Gilliott, and this is your new favorite song here on AIM Country Music Television. My guest today is Bells. She's topped 130,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, has more than 1 million folks following her across socials, and get this, her song, Crazy As Me, has been played an astounding 24 million times. One moment, she's being very vulnerable. The next, she's as sassy as she can be. But whatever tone she takes, it's honest, emotional, classic country. Classic country storytelling with just a little bit of spice. Bells is here today to talk about her new release, Ring on the Table. So let's welcome Bells to the program right now to talk about what might just be your new favorite song. Welcome to the show, Bells.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. It's really nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you too.
Let's just jump right in with both feet. Give us the full Bells story, history, current events, and what are your goals for this year?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Nebraska. I come from a very musical family. My grandma was a jazz singer. My mom was in pop music in a band. So I grew up knowing that I wanted to be a songwriter, be an artist from a very young age. I moved to Nashville at 19, started writing songs here, and it's been an incredible journey. And I'm just very, very happy to be here. I just put out an EP called Bells a couple weeks ago. Super excited about that. And for this year, I'm currently on tour. I'm on my Crazy As Me tour, which is my headlining tour, like 13 cities around the US. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited about everything to come.
Fantastic. As I understand it, you just had a concert at the basement in Nashville a couple days ago to kick the re.
Yes.
Is that right? I wasn't able to make it there, but I am assuming that was pretty awesome. Did you have a good time?
I had the best time. It was really fun. I got to play all the songs off of my EP, and I actually debuted 4 brand new songs, which was really, really exciting. Kind of nerve-wracking, but it was really cool to see the reaction to those, and that made me really excited for the music that's coming next.
That's awesome. Well, there are 6 songs on this EP. They cover a lot of territory from kind of playful to deeply emotional.
Yeah.
So when you're writing these songs, do you start with a melody or a lyric? What's your process?
It's interesting. I usually start with like a hook or just a general idea that I write in my notes app, and then the melody kind of usually comes from there. So it's usually lyric first, but sometimes an idea will just spark in my head, usually like when I'm driving or doing something else that sometimes a lyric and a melody will come to me at the same time, just like as a package deal. So that's always pretty special, but that's a little rare.
Right, exactly. Well, you kind of strike me as a poet first, so you're
Thank you.
you're kind of coming up with the storyline and the rhyming and that kind of thing. So I kind of wondered about that. Do you lean more toward making stuff up, or do you lean toward stuff that's happened to you or someone around you as far as subject material?
It usually comes from something in my real life, whether it is me or a friend or a family member, but or lately I feel like I've been writing a lot of songs about my past self, and kind of looking back on situations now that I've maybe grown up a little bit, got a little bit smarter, and been like, that was really messed up. Why did you do that to me? So, it usually sparks from real life.
Gotcha. I'm told that song "Crazy as Me" with Blake Woods has topped 24 million plays. That is a lot. Literally every songwriter dreams of that kind of success. So, tell us what does that look like from the other side once you've actually experienced it?
Yeah, that has been just the most wonderful surprise. Blake and I wrote that song with our friend Johnny Gates. It was right before I had a recording session the next day. So we were basically like, and I needed one more song to record. So basically, Blake and I were going to write a duet and it was going to be awesome. We were going to record it the next day, or we just weren't going to record a song at all. And we had one shot to write it. And then, yeah, that song had been sitting on my hard drive on my computer all year. And from the first time I posted it, it just kind of took off. I remember I was at Soundcheck and at a show in Texas, and I looked at my phone and I just posted it like 2 hours ago, and it had 6,000 views. And I was like, oh my God, 6,000 views. And then later, that one video now I think has had over 5 million. Like, it just has been really, really cool, really, really special. Blake and I were so excited. And, sometimes songs just take on a life of their own. And I feel like that was really the situation with this one. We did not predict that this would happen, but very grateful.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Um, so, how would you describe your music to someone who hasn't heard you before, to get them to tune in?
Yeah, it's like taking old school country music, like the storytelling and the instruments and just the vibe of old school country music and bringing it into today. Like I grew up loving like Loretta Lynn, Dolly Parton, and but I also love to kind of make it modern again. So I think that's kind of where my blend comes in.
Right. Well, I can entice people a little bit with the song that did so well, "Crazy as Me." That one has sort of the same sort of concept as that really famous Christmas song, "Baby It's Cold Outside."
Yes.
Sort of a play between two people. It just makes a great story and a really easy listen. So when we're done here, you guys should go check that one out. We don't have it here yet, but that's one you guys should check out, and it's definitely all over the web.
Yep. Yeah, that was when we went in that day. We kind of had this idea to kind of do a little bit of a play off of like, you ain't Dolly, you ain't Porter, and kind of go back and forth. And it just worked like so well. So very grateful for that song.
It
Yeah.
does. It works really well. Yeah, you feel like you know the two people in that song by the end of that song.
Yes, totally.
So, what do you like to listen to when no one's watching and you don't have your own music on?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I listen to a lot of country music. Like I love Chris Stapleton. I've really been digging the new Zach Top stuff, but I also like listen to some other genres too. Like I grew up loving John Mayer. My like guilty pleasure is like Maroon 5. I love some Maroon 5.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. I also really love Adele. Like I don't know, I love like early 2000s like pop rock music. I think that's like my guilty pleasure for sure. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you're here today talking about your latest single, "Ring on the Table." Why don't you tell us a little bit about its inspiration before we watch the video?
Yes. So this song and this video are is one of the like the most serious song that I've ever really taken on with a really serious subject of domestic violence. This song was inspired by the story of someone actually in my family that has now passed on, but I grew up hearing stories about her life and the struggles that she went through. And I put a lot of bits and pieces of her story into this song. And this song took me like over a year to write because I started it and I got through the first verse, and then I was just really struggling with finishing it. And it took me a lot of like, I've thought more about this song than probably any other song in my repertoire. And it's so special to me, and I've been holding on to it for a long time. And if you've come to one of my live shows, you've probably heard it. And some people have heard different iterations of it when I was still kind of figuring out where the story should go and how to really wrap it up. But I am so proud of this song. And then this music video really just brought it to life in a very like beautiful and very sad and real way. And I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, I would be too. I think it's time we play it. How about you?
Yes.
Great. You're watching Belle's video for "Ring on the Table" here on AIM Country Music Television.
A cookie cutter house with a for sale sign. He takes her hand and leads her down the drive. She steps inside and he says, "Open your eyes." She starts to cry 'cause there's a ring on the table. couple times when he had one too many, he'd come on a little strong and say things he didn't mean with a little makeup you'd never see. He was coasting through the pain. She was hoping he would change. With the baby on the way, maybe he could fight his demons with an angel. Another glass, he left a ring on the table. 'Cause the dress was picket fence white, and the grass was upside green. The roses were red and her lip bled while she painted pink for a cradle. And there's a ring on the table. The baby was born on an October night. Well, he was staying warm under neon lights. Some things change, but most things won't. He thought he could drive home. Her phone rings on the table. A call from the county jail. And her face went picket fence white, and the grass was covered in weeds. The roses are dead, goodbye was never said. Empty house, empty cradle, she left her ring on the table.
Very well done. That's a song that takes its toll on your emotions.
Yeah.
I do love it when a story is written so clearly in there that the video just flows from it. That the original emotion you hearing it on a digital platform, it really brings it to life when you see the video for it because it all is just seamlessly done.
Thank you. Yeah, that was kind of the idea behind this video. Was it is such a story song, like why not just show the story in the video? And this was the first time that I ever got the chance to have actors in one of my music videos. So that was really crazy. It was just a really surreal day watching them, just really watching the story come to life. It was really kind of emotional for me, just, writing these words and then seeing it play out in front of you. It was really beautiful and sad at the same time, but very, very proud of this video.
I imagine. Well, do you want to tell us a little bit about the team and the actors that worked on the video, help you bring this to life?
Yes, my amazing director, Sydney Tooley, absolutely killed it. And her boyfriend, Corbin, he's the director of photography on it. Corbin and I've known Corbin since we were in high school. We are from the same hometown. So he has been someone that I've worked with for basically my whole career. And Sydney, just really, she is just such an incredible director. So I'm very, very lucky to get to work with them. And Yasmin and Jared were the actors on this, and they were so awesome. I have, yeah, like I said, I've never gotten to work with actors before, and I've always just acted in my own music videos, and they really like showed me. I was like, this is real acting right here.
Yeah,
Um,
well done for
so
sure. Yes.
yeah, for sure. So that it was just such a special day. We actually filmed this video. Sydney was able to find a house in Nashville. It's in Bellevue, um, that is about to be demolished for new construction. So we filmed, we got to, break glass, we got to paint the walls. We could pretty much do whatever we wanted in that house. But the only catch was it had no air conditioning and it was 90 degrees outside and there's no working bathrooms. So we kept having to take trips to the gas station down the street to use the bathroom.
Wow.
So
The,
it
the
was,
hardships.
yeah, it was quite, it was an interesting day. They were able to film all of those scenes in one day, which was absolutely just masterful. And I am so proud of it. It really, to me, it plays like a short film, which was kind of the inspiration was like, let's just make the story come to life, you know? And Sydney was able to accomplish that, which was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congrats on that. That was really a good
Thank
job.
you.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing my homework, going through your catalog, and it's really good. It doesn't feel like work at all. There are two that really stand out to me, kind of polar opposites: Porcelain and Forget to Remember. Your voice is really recognizable from the tone to the way you say the words and put words together. It's a little hard to put a finger on, but I think that's your superpower.
Thank you. That's a huge
Tell us
compliment.
what the fans could expect from the new project.
Yeah, so this project, it really has a whole wide range of songs. A couple breakup songs, Porcelain, which is really the first love song that I have written that I actually loved. To me, it's just a lot easier for me to write sad things than happy things. I don't know why. Maybe there's something wrong with me there. But
Got to get it out.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I loved Porcelain so much, and that was the first song we actually recorded for this project, and that sonically kind of was the leader in how the rest of the songs were gonna turn out. And songs like Broken to Boots, Happy Hour, both, breakup songs, but really special in their own way. And Forget to Remember You is um, a little bit more pop leaning than the rest of the project, but I think it kind of rounds it out in like a really fun way. And I know that my fans have really been like connecting with that song, which has been really cool. And then you have Ring on the Table, which is just kind of just its own thing, you know. But I'm super proud of this project, and then Crazy as Me, which is also it's the Crazy as Me is so fun. It sounds like a honky tonk. It sounds like the Nashville Palace. And yeah, I'm really, really proud of this body of work.
Yeah, I think your fans will look at that and say, "This is Bells." I think it really represents everything I've heard from you, and I think
Thanks.
this is a great introduction for the people who haven't heard you yet. So I think this is a package to recommend.
I hope so.
Well, I think it's time to wrap this up. But before we do, I'd love for you to tell us where to find you online, on stage, and where we can buy or listen to all of your music.
Yeah, my website is bellsmusic.com. It's BELLES, and that has links to everything and my upcoming tour and my music and all my social media.
Fantastic. Well, I've really enjoyed this, so thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Mark, so much. This was awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bells. So, what do you guys think? Is Ring on the Table going to be your new favorite song? This has been Mark Gilliott for AIM Country Music Television. Thank you for watching.
She steps inside and he says, open your eyes. She starts to cry 'cause there's a ring on the table.